All right, ladies and gentlemen, the guest of honor address will be now presided by an illustrious international economic development professional, public policy, ICT for development, and e-governance specialist with over 28 years of experience in the Indian administrative service in senior positions in public policy and administration, both at the state and the federal levels. I would appreciate if via comments right now and your social media post and the tweets, the way of saying welcome. Let's warmly welcome Dr. Rajendra Kumar, IAS, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Warmly welcoming you, Dr. Rajendra Kumar. Here's extending good round of cheer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, and a very good morning to everyone. The theme of this session is sailing through tough times. So let me talk about the theme of this session in the broader context of the IT sector and what the government is doing to really help support and promote businesses to negotiate through these tough times that we are all going through. So we have all seen the adverse impacts of the pandemic over the last 2 years, both on our personal lives and professional lives. And we have seen how the measures that were taken to address the adverse impacts of the pandemic can affect the way we live our lives, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we work professionally. So let me talk about how, as we come out of this adverse impacts of the pandemic, how the businesses can really grow again and become vibrant. So as we all know, during the pandemic, most of us were confined to our homes. And even for our personal lives and business lives, we had to depend on the online technologies, the tech world, really conducting our affairs. So in this context, if we see the positive impacts of this entire new phenomenon, it has been really very significant in the context of the overall IT sector and the overall technology sector. Why I'm saying this is due to two main reasons. One is that for our own personal lives, we were all dependent on the online technologies, online services. And due to this situation, most of the businesses that were hitherto working in offline or partially online, partially offline mode, they all went fully online. And this also has led to much greater adoption of technology by the common people. And this we have seen in a very significant way happening over the last 2 years, where we have seen a very large number of new people coming online, adopting the internet, and availing a range of services ranging from e-commerce or the services offered by government departments, by private businesses, and even for our professional work. Most of the people, they were dependent on the online technologies for working, for communicating with their colleagues, or for ensuring that they can complete their task in a collaborative mode through the online technologies. In the context of the government, this has been really a transformational period. Most of the government departments now at the central level as well as in the states, they have adopted online technologies for ensuring that the normal government work is conducted smoothly without any interruptions, and also ensuring that the interface that the government has with the citizens, that is transformed to a completely digital online format. So in our offices, we all have adopted now e-office, which is an online platform for approving proposals, for processing our own work and activities, and for the interface that we developed for delivering services, that has now gone fully digital and fully online. So these are some of the most important impacts that we have seen as a result of the tough times due to the pandemic. And we believe that in the time to come, this new normal, where we are seeing much greater adoption of online technologies, both at the personal level, professional level, and in the businesses, in the government in particular, that is going to stay. So how in this new normal, the businesses, the government departments, and the individuals can really navigate through these times, how they can become more productive, and how this entire greater adoption of technologies can be sustained. So let me mention about some of the major initiatives that the government has taken, especially my department, that is the Ministry of Electronics and IT, to really support businesses and support the citizens in navigating through these tough times. Even before the pandemic, MeitY had anticipated the use adoption of technologies in the time to come. And the vision that MeitY had unveiled was the $1 trillion digital economy vision in 2019, which was to be achieved by 2025. This vision is a very important roadmap for the government of India and a very important roadmap for the businesses and citizens to really see and understand the country is heading in the next 4 to 5 years. As per this vision, we visualize that the growth of the IT sector in India needs to be supported and promoted to really achieve more than 5 times in terms of value addition over a period of 5 to 6 years, starting from 2019. If you really see the current level of the value addition or contribution by the IT sector to the economy, it is roughly of the order of about 230 to 225 billion US dollars. So it needs to go to at least 4 times more in the next 4 to 5 years. And that's a huge challenge and a huge opportunity for the businesses, for the citizens, and for the government departments, both at the central, state, and local levels, to really focus their efforts upon. There are some key elements of this overall vision for $1 trillion digital economy, which are very important for businesses and for the citizens to understand. And this will also give them a good understanding of how they can sail through these tough times and how they can really negotiate the path that lies ahead. The first key pillar of this vision is to really provide world-class digital infrastructure to all parts of the country, including in all the rural areas, and to all citizens. Now, this is a massive task under the overall Digital India program for the last 7 years now. We have seen massive improvements in the overall IT infra in the country, including in fiber connectivity, mobile connectivity. Now, these have improved tremendously, and almost all corners of the country now have a digital infra. But the goal is to take it to the next level, where every citizen and every business would have access to world-class quality IT infrastructure, including high-speed broadband. Now, that's a transformational vision, because that will enable everyone to come online, avail the benefits of the online and digital technologies, and reap the rewards in terms of improved productivity, improved efficiency in the use of resources, and improved outcomes, both for their businesses and in their personal lives. The second element of this vision is to develop large-scale public digital platforms, which would enable businesses to really avail new opportunities, enable emergence of startups, etc. One example of this large-scale public digital platform is in the health sector, where the National Digital Health Mission was launched last year by the Honorable Prime Minister. And now all the healthcare services, including the healthcare providers, the institutions that deliver these services, the doctors, the labs, etc., insurance companies, they're all being brought onto one common digital platform, which would be completely online and would provide seamlessly all the services that citizens would need to avail healthcare services, both from the public and the private sector. Similar efforts are now underway in domains like education, in agriculture sector, where the goal is similar to really bring a larger scale public digital platforms in these domains by integrating the current diverse applications, providing a seamless interface for citizens and businesses to avail the services from the service providers in these domains, and to unlock efficiencies across the entire value chain. So that's the goal of this. And this, again, we believe would provide the necessary platform and the necessary capability framework for these citizens and businesses to navigate through these tough times. The third major element of this vision is to focus on electronics manufacturing as a new area of manufacturing for the Indian sector and the Indian economy. We already have seen great traction in manufacturing of handheld devices, mobile devices in the last 7 to 8 years, which has made India today the world's second largest manufacturer of mobile phones in terms of volume. And this is going to get even bigger in the time to come with now the focus on semiconductor fabs, in display fabs, and the other higher value added activities in this entire spectrum. So this is going to be another major area of activity which will allow the businesses to really avail opportunities and sail through these tough times. The next pillar of this vision, which again is very important for all of us to understand when we talk about sailing through tough times and addressing the adverse impacts of the pandemic, is in terms of capacity building and scaling. We wish to make India the talent nation of the world. What does it imply? It means that for all things in the digital world, all things in the technology world, India, which already is has the world's biggest resources in terms of the numbers and the scale, we want to be really the provider of the best talent in the technology world for the entire globe. And that's the goal. And we have programs like Future Skills Prime, which are aimed at skilling our young people in high technology areas and in emerging technology domain, for example, artificial intelligence or machine learning, IoT, 5G, etc. So this is going to provide another huge opportunity for the businesses to really avail of this growing skill base and become competitive internationally when they develop these technologies. Another major pillar of this vision is to focus on emerging technology. For example, artificial intelligence, machine learning, the new emerging world in 5G, IoT, autonomous vehicles, etc., where the goal is to make India the global hub for not only deployment of this technology, but also in terms of very high-end R&D and for development of technologies appropriate for our economy, for our industry, so that they can grow and become internationally competitive. Also to ensure that the government departments, they benefit from the deployment of these technologies to improve these services that they deliver to businesses and citizens. So this is a key goal of this pillar. Already METI is running more than 25 centers of excellences across the entire country in emerging technology domains, where we have brought startups, we have brought industry, we have brought academia, we have brought our R&D institutions together to ensure that we can put adequate focus on advanced R&D and development and deployment of these technologies in various domains. Another pillar which I would like to mention in this context, which is very important again, is to focus on the enabling legal framework for allowing all this to happen without any hindrances or without any difficulties. Uh, in this entire context of technology and the online world, we all know the issues that can arise due to privacy concerns or other issues like accountability or this. So this is another important area where METI has made a lot of efforts. As you may be aware, the data protection bill is at an advanced stage of consideration. We also have published the IT rules last year, which focus on accountability of intermediaries, ensuring that the citizens they can avail all the services and they can conduct their businesses in the online world without any concerns, without the risk of harms. Their entire online interactions would be in a safe and secure environment. So that's another major area. For cybersecurity, again, METI has made huge efforts. Currently, India is ranked number 10 in the world. We are 10th out of 180 plus nations in the global cybersecurity index, which is a huge jump from the previous year when we were ranked 47. So this shows the efforts that METI has put in to really improve our online world in terms of securing it, in terms of making it safe for the users to really go online and do their activities. So all these pillars are aimed at ensuring that we create an enabling framework for the citizens to navigate through these tough times and to avail the growing opportunities. Another area where I would like to mention before I conclude, where METI has made a lot of efforts, is to promote startups. The startups today are the engine of growth for the Indian economy. As we are all aware, last year in 2021, we had 44 unicorns, that is the businesses valued at $1 billion or more. And this year, we already have seen 10 unicorns emerging in the first 2 months of the current calendar year. We think that in the next 4 to 5 years, we would have more than 500 unicorns in India. And most of these would be tech-focused, technology-focused. And METI is playing a big role in the emergence of this entire startup ecosystem. We have the METI Startup Hub, which is really helping startups and small businesses to avail of the funding support that we provide, avail of the mentorship support that we provide, and to be able to connect to the wider world of financial services providers and businesses. This entire ecosystem that METI is supporting is really helping the startup ecosystem to grow further. And we hope that in the coming years, we can overtake the two nations that are ahead of us currently in terms of the number of startups and number of unicorns. But that's a big challenge, which again, we feel is a key area where citizens can and businesses can really take advantage of, and they can really help themselves in sailing through these tough times. So as I mentioned, the entire technology world where India has a lot of strength and it has established its presence at the global level, is really working very hard in terms of the support that we are providing them, the efforts that the industry is doing to really grow further. And I'm sure that with the ecosystem that we are seeing now emerging in India, in terms of the wider support systems from the government, in terms of the outstanding efforts made by the industry itself to avail these opportunities and ensure that it can grow even more, would really go a long way in educating our workforce, making them understand the value of the emerging technologies and the tech support system that we all are trying to create. And I'm sure this would really help the businesses and citizens in navigating through these tough times in the aftermath of the pandemic. But I'm also very hopeful that with the ecosystem that we are seeing emerging in the country, we have very exciting opportunities ahead for our businesses. And I'm sure that with all the support that everyone is providing in terms of collaboration coming on to the common single platform for all the efforts that we are making. We would be able to really help the businesses in navigating through these tough times and sailing through these tough times. And I'm sure we are in for very exciting times in the years ahead. And I would like to convey my best wishes to all the businesses which are really now emerging in the aftermath of the pandemic. So let me conclude at this. I'm very happy to participate in this event, and I would really like to convey my best wishes to all the participants and to all the businesses and citizens for the very exciting times insofar as the technology world is concerned in the coming years. Thank you so much.
So those were some emboldened vibes and stats to begin with. Dr. Rajendra Kumar, thank you so very much for the guest of honor address. And of course, the thoughts that you just shared, laden with the pragmatic approach and the lovely experience that you bring onto the table. Thank you very much. And very happy, equally happy to be hosting you as well. Enjoy the rest of the summit. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, as we just heard him speak, as we get closer to a connected world where smart gadgets, the new processes that also he spoke about, they're all set to rule the roost, these technologies will become even more important. And I'm sure if I am not wrong, because according to Gartner, these trends can go up to $25 billion by 2022. What you got to do is gear up for a special address that's coming your way. That's going to be based on data democratization and data literacy. Why do they really matter? A global speaker is going to join us. Stay good on those leaderboard points, please. We will be right back.